That is right. You all have earned this. All of the early mornings in class, late nights studying, and the countless hours of work in between have led you to this moment. As of today, you are a college graduate, and no one can ever take away that from you. This is a remarkable achievement for anyone, but many of you face extra hurdles on your journey. One of LaGuardia Community College's strengths is the great diversity of its student body. Most of you are first-generation college students, and most of you are people of color. For people like us, the road to college graduation is not always smooth. I know that from experience. I grew up in a small town of sugarcane fields in Puerto Rico called Chabucoa. My family didn't have much. I was one of 9 children living in a small wooden house. I realized early on that education was the key to changing my circumstances and achieving my dreams. I was the first in my family to graduate from college and graduate school. So, believe me when I tell you that the education you received at LaGuardia has the power to transform your life and open doors you never thought possible. My education allowed me to become the first Puerto Rican woman elected to Congress and the first Latina to chair a congressional committee in the House of Representatives history. The degree you are receiving today will allow you to break barriers, blaze your own trail, and uplift your community along the way. It won't always be easy, but when things get tough, remember the lessons you learned here at LaGuardia and the work you put in to get to this point, and know you can do anything you set your mind to. In Congress, I see every day the serious challenges that our country and world faces. At times, this can be daunting, but looking into the crowd today, I am reassured because you will be the generation that stops climate change. You will be the leaders to reduce income inequality, and you will make our country a better place for immigrants and people of color. We will put an end to systemic inequality in this nation, the most powerful nation in the world, the most wealthy country in the world, where no child should go to sleep hungry and no child should die because doesn't have access to health insurance in the wealthiest, most powerful country in the world. Though today marks the end of your time at LaGuardia, we call this ceremony a commencement because this is the start of a new chapter in your life, whether you are continuing to a senior college or beginning your career. So cherish this moment, take some time to celebrate, and then get right back to work, making this country a better place and chasing your dreams. And please, one of the first actions as an adult that is going to go out there, register to vote. Democracy is vulnerable. You will make it happen. Thank you and God bless you all. Felicidades.
It's hard to believe that it has been 8 years since I was sitting right there listening to Marty Baron, the legendary Washington Post editor, defend the urgent need for journalism at a time when many thought that it was past its expiration date. It's a message that still resonates today. And after graduation, I worked for Bloomberg News for 5 years, and it was an experience that neatly complemented the skills that I had learned at Newmark. For more than 2 years, I've been a tech correspondent at the New York Times, covering Google and YouTube from San Francisco. These days, that means a lot of tracking the rapid development of artificial intelligence. With colleagues, I've examined how AI has reshaped Silicon Valley and how tech companies ignored laws, copyrights, and rewrote their own rules to feed their AI's growing appetite for data. Without my J-School training, I wouldn't have gotten any of these jobs or the opportunities that came along with them. When I was asked to speak to you, I was very honored, but I was also deeply uncertain. Don't tell the New York Times, but I wondered, what do I have to impart to master's candidates with more varied skills than I have? And then this fall, something happened. In the run-up to the election, I was doing a story on political misinformation taking off online. Political commentators were using social media to spread conspiracy theories. During the campaign, after I asked them questions and offered them an opportunity to comment for our story, they shared my inquiries with their followers online, and I found myself the subject of an online harassment campaign. Thousands of people on social media wrote about me as if they knew me. They sent DMs and emails falsely saying I was a political operative rather than a journalist. There were articles, live streams, cable news segments. Much to my dismay, I had become the story. My first instinct was to bury myself in a hole and to ignore everything that was happening, not look at it. But it was impossible to ignore, and the public criticism prompted me to reflect on the origins of my career, to think of the J-School, to think of Tim Harper and Greg David and Sarah Bartlett, and all those who taught me the principles of this craft that we hold so dear. I had to put one foot in front of the other and rely on the fundamentals that this school ingrained in me, to research deeply, check my facts, check my biases, and to listen to subjects saying their piece, even when it was uncomfortable. I may have become a story, but I still had work to do. I still had a story of my own to tell. And it was the practice of journalism that guided me through. The truth is, we don't get the privilege of being a working journalist without sometimes attracting criticism. But never forget that you can face it. Everything will feel just a bit easier because of what you learned reporting in Mott Haven, in Soundview, in Bed-Stuy, convincing New Yorkers to share their stories, their troubles, their phone numbers, and we know that can be the hardest part. After going through this rigorous program, none of you really need me to tell you what to do or who to be. It's us in the newsrooms of America who need you. We need you to keep practicing this craft. Need you to hit the streets, talk to people, to really hear them. Need you to file public records requests, dig through documents, follow the money. Need you to always report without fear or favor. And finally, we need you to show the whole world that the skills you've learned here will change it for the better. Thank you. Congratulations. Good luck to you.
It is with great honor and humility that I stand before you today as your commencement speaker. My name is Diana Haynes, and I'm graduating today with my Bachelor's of Arts in Human Relations. This moment marks the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance for us all. As we gather here to celebrate our achievements, I am reminded of the boundless potential that each and every one of you possess. Today is not just about crossing a stage, it is about crossing a threshold into a future filled with endless possibilities. Like many of you, I have daydreamed about this day for a long time, and now it is finally here. Graduates, I encourage you to just take a moment and let the magnitude of this accomplishment sink in. My journey at CUNY SPS has been nothing short of transformative. I embarked on this journey 2 years ago with trepidation, after being away from school for over 10 years. My 25-year career as an aquatic engineer in the high-end swimming pool industry abruptly ended with the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, prompting a career pivot. Even though I had the ambition to return to school, I also recognized it meant I would have to do it while balancing being a wife, mother to 2 children, one with severe special needs, and finding a full-time job. I think you can see why there was trepidation on my part. Juggling my collection of roles undoubtedly presented challenges. However, it was worth the sacrifices and the pain points because it has evolved me into a different person. I have experienced profound academic achievements and social growth. Additionally, I have deepened my connections, expanded my network, forged lifelong relationships, and gained experiences I will cherish forever. I have fond memories of my group projects, often dreaded by many students, but for me, a source of immense connection and camaraderie. I love the group project so much that I still engage in several WhatsApp chats with my HRL classmates. Shout out to Destiny, Serafina, Yamil, and Trishina. A testament to the lasting bonds formed through our shared experiences. When you return to school as an adult learner, you do so with an intentional focus. It becomes the daily grind. At times in the journey, the slightest bump or disappointment can seem exaggerated because you are so focused on a successful outcome. For instance, there were grades I wish were different and professor comments that made me pause and reflect. Sometimes vent a little in my chat group or a lot to my husband or to my sister Kim. But then the growth mindset would kick in. I learned to view each situation as an opportunity to develop myself further. And sure enough, the success would flow. My fellow graduates, as I look out at all of you in this stadium today, I see the living proof of the high caliber education offered by CUNY SPS. We are the evidence, and we have the receipts to prove it. I have often been asked if an online education is easier, and I always respond, it depends, because there's no one size fits all. What works for me may not work for you. What I know is that it requires discipline, determination, resilience, and maybe it is not for the faint of heart. That's why we need to share our stories at every opportunity given, to proudly proclaim how we persevered in our own capacity, maybe as single parents, working professionals, or juggling multiple jobs, as veterans, people with disabilities, or members of underserved communities. Graduates, regardless of your journeys, one thing remains true. We made it to the finish line. As we embark on the next chapter of our lives, let us not forget our remarkable journey at this esteemed institution, which just celebrated its 20th anniversary. Let us also not forget some of the people who inspired us along the way: family, friends, co-workers. For me, it was my dearest friend, Lawana. Just know that her life's journey became the final piece of inspiration that helped me realize that I should return to school. As Lawana's story has done for me, I charge you today to let your story ignite a spark in others, propelling them toward their own academic aspirations. I am humble and grateful for one last opportunity to share words of wisdom with you. I'm also excited today because my daughter Kayla gets to see her mommy stand here today and deliver this speech. In addition to inspiring you, my greatest desire is that this would be a forever reminder to her that nothing is impossible if she will honor God with her life and go after everything she does in life with excellence. For my son Terrence, who's sitting somewhere up there, who has profound autism, Down syndrome, and developmental challenges, I am thankful for his simple hugs of affection, smiles, and laughter that came at the right moment. And for my husband Clarence, who has supported me throughout this season, I want to thank you for always pushing me to be the best version of myself. The three of you are a big part of the reason I am standing here. My educational path would not stop at CUNY SPS. I am pursuing my Master's of Professional Studies in Industrial Organizational Psychology at the University of Maryland, College Park. I hope to move into change management and project management upon completion in a few months. I'm also using my knowledge of human relations and while working in the pharmaceutical industry. Reflecting on my time here, I would be remiss not to acknowledge the invaluable contributions of the staff and faculty. First, let me start with the Student Affairs team. While their work may not always be visible in the academic realm, it is one of the cornerstones that makes CUNY SPS renowned for its welcoming and inclusive community. The tireless efforts of student services to combat isolation and foster a sense of belonging in our online community deserves our utmost appreciation and applause. These efforts paved the way for me to serve in leadership roles within the Human Relations and Sociology Club, and as a BMI Urban Male Mentor and first-year orientation mentor. Moreover, I had the privilege of participating in SPS's inaugural field trip in the fall of 2023 to the African American Museum at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. This transformative experience deepened our understanding of African American history and culture while strengthening our bonds as a community. Additionally, I was honored to be a thought leader on various student issues that profoundly impacted our SPS community. This included directly engaging with CUNY Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Wendy Henschel during her inaugural campus visit in spring of 2023, a testament to our institution's collaborative spirit and open dialogue. To our esteemed faculty and staff, your efforts have impacted us all. We are immensely grateful for your invaluable contributions while at CUNY SPS. We could not have accomplished this milestone without you. Thank you. Finally, as I bring this speech to a close, I want to leave you, my fellow graduates, with a thought. Today represents the end of one chapter of your life, but it is not the end of the book. As you go from here, you will find that there are still many goals and dreams within you. However, as you pursue them, be prepared to adapt to the twists and turns that life will bring you. Success very rarely happens in a straight line, and your success most likely wouldn't happen that way either. Ursula Burns, former CEO of Xerox and author of Where You Are Is Not Who You Are, shared a compelling insight in her memoir. She writes, "Don't be afraid to take risks. If you win, you'll be happy. If you lose, you'll be wise." Having been an entrepreneur for so many years, I can attest to the truth of this statement. Your accomplishment today should tell you that you can achieve what you set your mind and heart to do. So I encourage you to keep taking steps toward your goals and dreams. If I'm going to be honest, some of those dreams may seem daunting. Some of those steps may be fearful. And you may even wonder how or if they will ever happen. Whatever you do, don't allow this to discourage you. To quote one of my favorite authors, who happens to be my husband, "You don't need faith for the whole journey. Just be willing to take the first step." Let today be the day you take that next step. I don't know where life's journey will take you. I certainly did not chart the course of my life to turn out this way, but I am thankful it did. So again, congratulations, graduates. Go forth, tell your story, and continue to inspire others to pursue their dreams. Together, we can make a difference. Now stand and give yourself and our class of 2024 a rousing round of applause because we did it!
I am so honored to be here with you today. First and foremost, I would like the graduating class to join me in thanking your professors, teachers, family, and friends who have supported you, cheered you on, guided, educated, and supported you during your time at Guttman and throughout your lives. Without them, today might not have been possible. I feel like they deserve a standing ovation, but it's hot, so you guys can sit. This is truly a milestone in your lives, and you should be very proud of what you've accomplished and what you're destined to accomplish. There is a great, wide-open world of possibilities before you right now, and it may be cliche, but it's true. You can achieve whatever it is you set out to do. The majority of you are proud to be the first in your families to graduate from college. And the majority of you will likely go on to attain additional degrees. 2 amazing accomplishments. For those of you who attended classes during the pandemic, you are no strangers to adversity, and you are resilient. This too has the potential to be a defining part of who you are and where you will go. Today, we are here to celebrate this foundation for success that you have achieved as a result of your time at Guttman and the degree that you are now armed with, that you will take with you out into the world, using your knowledge to make it a better place while uplifting your families and your communities. My education and upbringing did indeed provide me with a solid foundation, one rooted in a strong sense of community and commitment to public service, which led me to my current role as the Chief Executive Officer of the New York City Housing Authority, which is the largest landlord in New York City and the largest public housing authority in the nation. A precious resource of affordable housing that serves hundreds of thousands of low-income families, NYCHA is home to 1 in 17 New Yorkers. And if NYCHA was a city, it would be the 36th largest city in the country, larger than Atlanta or Miami. We are in the midst of intensive efforts to strengthen and transform the authority because we know how important it is to our city throughout its nearly century-long history, today, and for generations to come. Great institutions like CUNY and Guttman Community College are also the lifeblood and bedrock of New York City. We are vital, indispensable public organizations which contribute to the strength, vibrancy, and diversity of the world's greatest city, and we work together in powerful ways that promote progress for all. For instance, for the past nearly 20 years, the NYCHA CUNY Resident Scholarship Program has afforded $415,000 in scholarships that have helped 415 NYCHA residents advance in their educational journey at various CUNY colleges. Thank you. NYCHA is also working to recruit residents to participate in Guttman College's cybersecurity certificate program, and I look forward to identifying additional ways we can collaborate with this great institution. Since it was founded a dozen years ago, becoming CUNY's first new community college in more than 40 years, Guttman has been striving to enact inclusive and equitable practices to advance social and racial justice inside and outside of your classrooms, engaging and supporting students in their quest to achieve academic excellence, and empowering you in your educational and professional journeys. Consistently recognized as a top community college, Guttman was named the best community college in the country in 2020. More than 85% of Guttman students identify as Latine or Black. I know that the growth you've achieved here at this very important institution, both academic and personal, will serve you incredibly well in what's ever next for you, for your education and your career. There are a lot of challenges here in our community and across the globe, ones that are ripe for your help to tackle with your passion and commitment. We look to you, the next generation of leaders, to make an impact as part of the evolution of our society. Thank you in advance for your vision and for your efforts. If there is one thing that I can impart on you today, if there's one thing that I hope you will remember as you chart your next course, whatever you decide to do with your life, do it with great passion and great determination. It doesn't matter what you do, but please be the most dedicated, the most passionate, and the most impactful in your chosen path. For me, the path to working in public service and serving others was almost predetermined. Both of my parents were hardworking and dedicated public servants whose examples inspired me. I always knew that I wanted to serve the city whose values had nurtured me, so public service was a perfect fit, fulfilling my passion for helping others, for working collaboratively to achieve a greater good and a common goal. Please take a moment to look around you, to your teachers and your classmates, some of whom you might not know particularly well right now. These people might be the individuals to provide you with the support as you embark on your future careers, no matter what life throws at you. Life is filled with peaks and valleys, and family and friends will get you through the very low valleys and provide encouragement through each peak. In the face of obstacles, which of course line the path to success, all you can do is work hard, be determined, and be positive. You have to wake up every morning and say, today is going to be a great day. Some other important things to keep in mind as you make your mark on the world. Please be kind to everyone you can. And please, please, please show empathy. You never know what somebody else is going through. Empower yourself, empower your friends, and always celebrate the victories of others. Surround yourself with people who love and support you, who will cheer you on through thick or thin. Do not take no for an answer. Advocate for yourselves and advocate for those in need. And finally, seek out mentors and then be a mentor. There are mentors everywhere who are willing to assist you in your professional journeys. Please learn from their experiences. One of my favorite quotes, one that inspires me every day, is from athlete and broadcaster Jimmy Valvano, who gave an unforgettable speech at the ESPY Awards in 1993, shortly before he succumbed to cancer. Valvano's speech has been quoted for decades, largely because of the fortitude and optimism he displayed in what he knew would be a losing battle. This is what he said. When people say to me, how do you get through life? Each day is the same thing. To me, there are 3 things you should do every day. Number 1 is laugh. You should laugh every single day. Number 2 is think. You should spend some time in thought. And number 3 is cry. You should have your emotions move to tears. It could be happiness or joy, but think about it. If you laugh, you think, you cry, that's a full day right there. That's a heck of a day. And if you do that 7 days a week, you're going to have something special. So I hope you take with you this message that you can do anything you set out to do, armed with a positive mindset and the values you've gained here at Guttman Community College. And of course, be sure to laugh, think, and cry every day. I know that you will each find a meaningful calling which contributes to your life while making the world a better place, by tackling some of the challenges and inequities confronting our society. I truly believe that you can and will change the world in profound and meaningful ways. To passion, hard work, and commitment in service to the greater good, I salute those values and I salute you. Thank you, everyone. I wish you all the best and all of the success in the next steps of your impressive journeys. Go Grizzlies, class of 2024.
Today, we gather here to celebrate not just our graduation. We are celebrating our years of hard work, dedication, and commitment that made this moment possible. And I feel proud to stand in front of you and tell you how immigrants like me start from scratch, and achieve success with a commitment, hope, and patience. Like many of you, my journey also began as an immigrant. I left my country, Nepal, and came to US in 2016. And for those of you who have come from different countries, you can understand the emotions and challenges of leaving the comforts of your home and starting fresh in a new place. When I left my country and came to US, I went through many emotional ups and downs that pushed me to my limits. There were moments when I felt frustrated and hopeless, and there were times when I felt completely lost and confused. But you can always find hope even in the moments of hopelessness. So by seeing through that tiny hole of hope, with the love and support of family and friends, and the sheer determination to build a new life, I found a new home. And this new home, filled with vibrant mix of cultures and experiences, has enriched my life in ways I could have never imagined. And from this personal experience to the beautiful college life, our college experience has also shown us the power of diversity. We have learned from peers from all over the world and grow both academically and personally through their unique perspectives and stories. And because of this journey of growth and learning, I'm standing here not just as an individual, but as a product of the continuous support and guidance of my professors and classmates. To our professors, thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your guidance and belief in our potential. You have challenged us, inspired us, and prepared us to navigate the world beyond these walls. And to my fellow classmates, from nursing cohort 11, I want to thank you for your shared journey. We have shared countless memories, from late night study to engaging in lively discussions, to cheering and supporting each other, all in pursuit of knowledge and understanding. There were challenges, moments of self-doubt, and pressure of deadlines and exams. But we have supported each other, pushed each other, and achieved more than we thought possible. And for this, I'm grateful for each and every one of you for every moment we have shared. Today, as we celebrate the successful end of one chapter of our academic journey, let us remember that graduation is not just an ending, but the beginning of a new journey. And as we step into this new journey, let's embrace the challenges ahead, its opportunities for growth and learning, and at the same time, let's also cherish the memories we have shared together and carry them with us into the future. No matter how challenging the future may seem, let's approach them with courage and resilience, and let us look to the future with hope and optimism. And now, before I close my remarks, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to a special person in my life, my beautiful wife, who's sitting right there. So my wife always says I don't express my feelings. So today I want to tell you I feel so lucky to have you in my life. And I also want to tell you none of this would have been possible for me without your love, support, and sacrifices. I remember the day when I was confused and hesitant about starting college. It was you who encouraged me, took my hand, and walked with me to college for that first advisement session. I also remember the day when I decided to quit my job to focus on my studies. You reassured me and said, I'll take care of everything. Don't worry. You just focus on your study. You then took on extra financial responsibilities by working overtime so that I could chase my dreams without any worries. You always showed your faith in me and stood by my side through every challenge, and I'm truly grateful for this. Thank you for being there for me. Without you, I would not be standing here. In closing, I want to once again congratulate each and every one of you on your achievement and wish you all the best for your future endeavor. Congratulations, class of 2024. Thank you.
So the dirty little secret of teaching at SLU, I'm going to tell them, y'all, I'm going to tell them what it is that the students do a lot of the teaching. And we like it that way. And you all ask some great questions of each other and the faculty. And I remember the very first semester I taught at SLU, class about public policy, one of you asked the question, what is democracy good for anyway? And her point was, life for working class people in New York City is hard. High rents, displacement, tough commutes, underfunded schools. What good is it showing up every few years to vote for people who don't seem to care what happens in your neighborhood anyway? My answer back then was not very convincing. And so I've been thinking about that question, what is democracy good for, ever since. And this question is now the defining question of our time. We are engaged in a worldwide battle over the future taking place in every continent and every country. Will we live in a democracy or in an authoritarian or fascist society where people cannot freely share their opinions, where minorities are persecuted, and where there is no equal justice under the law? When we think about democracy, we usually think about the right to vote, free speech, or the right to protest, all rights that are under attack right now. And let me say it plainly, the right to protest peacefully should be sacred, and that means here at CUNY too. I honor the students here at CUNY and around the country who take what they learn and act against injustice. That's what we want you to do. They stand in the finest tradition of nonviolent action that has brought about all positive change in this country. I am proud of you. You should be honored, not detained, arrested, or charged. And I stand with the faculty, students, and leadership at SLU who have demanded that CUNY change its course, and especially to ensure that students engaged in nonviolent protest are not prosecuted. So what is democracy good for? So here's my answer to the question 5 years later. You all can give me a grade at the end of this, like I used to give you grades. Democracy matters because it is the only condition, the only possible condition in which each of us can achieve our fullest potential and live lives filled with joy and purpose. It is not something given to us by politicians, by founding documents, or by powerful people. Democracy is us. We achieve it. We make it real through organizing, through solidarity, and through collective action. The democracy we have in this country, which is far from perfect, is the product of centuries of struggle by people of color, by workers, by women, by LGBTQ people, people with disabilities, and others, to expand our conception of who counts, whose belongs, whose voice gets heard in our society. My being here today, your being here today, is of course the result of support from our parents and our families, our loved ones who held us up when we needed that support. And my dad, I want to acknowledge, is here in the audience today, and his love and care for our family has been indispensable to our families making it in this country. And let's give a shout out to the incredible parents and friends of the students, the graduating students this year, for all the sacrifices they made for you to be able to graduate and succeed this year. So I also want to say to you that in addition to that debt that we owe to our parents, our friends, our family, we owe a profound debt to generations of people before us who fought for us, people we never knew and who never knew us, but who had us in their mind's eye and in their hearts. We are the dreams come true of ancestors who fought for the right to vote, who fought for the right to collectively bargain and organize into a union, the right to a public education, an end to discrimination on the basis of race, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexual orientation, immigration status, and disability. Those rights have never been equally extended to everyone in this country, and they are under attack now. But for folks like us who did not come from great wealth, these rights are our precious inheritance. They are bequeathed to us as a gift, a sacred gift by our ancestors. They are the foundation for our ability to do what we do today. My beloved mother passed away at the age of 86 this past March, just a couple of months ago. She grew up in a poor family that had trouble getting enough to eat. She managed to get a PhD, an amazing feat for a woman of that generation in India. She spent her career doing research in biochemistry, authoring papers with titles that I can't even pronounce. She talked about having traveled the distance from watching a Maharaja parade through the streets of her city of Mysore on an elephant to living in a high-rise in New York City, living thousands of miles away with friends from all over the world in every walk of life. How did that happen? Well, she worked really hard. She was smart, just like all of you. But if you asked her, she would say she did not do it alone. Her life story would not have been possible were it not for an expanding democracy in two countries, in India and the United States. In India, my mother benefited from the educational opportunities that came to women after independence from British colonialism. Our family would not have been able to immigrate to the United States were it not for the 1965 immigration law, which was brought to you, by the way, by the civil rights movement and the immigrant rights movements. Once we were here, my dad, also a scientist, ended up driving a taxi for many years in the city, and he was a member of a union, a proud member of a union that actually helped pay for me to go to college. These changes in our society, these struggles that ordinary people undertook, made it possible for my mom and our family to succeed, and we didn't succeed all by ourselves. People in unions, in civil rights and social justice organizations and social movements took risks, and they fought for them. They sacrificed, and they sometimes bled for what we have today. So here's my answer to the question, what is democracy good for? Democracy is the necessary condition for our individual hopes and dreams to be realized. Democracy is not about what politicians do, it's about what we do for and with each other in our acts of solidarity and care. To me, this is why SLU is such a precious and essential institution, defending and advancing the right of workers and community members to have a say in the decisions that affect our lives, to be heard and respected, to shape our own destinies. The poet Elizabeth Alexander has a poem that speaks to this collective debt, something we can too easily forget, called Praise Song for the Day. Here's a brief section to close, and I've taken the liberty of changing the season to reflect this beautiful spring day. Say it plain, that many have died for this day. Sing the names of the dead who brought us here, who laid the train tracks, raised the bridges, picked the cotton and the lettuce, built brick by brick the glittering edifices they would then keep clean and work inside of. Praise song for struggle. Praise song for the day. Praise song for the hand-lettered sign, the figuring it out at kitchen tables. Some live by love thy neighbor as thyself. Others by first do no harm or take no more than you need. What if the mightiest word is love? Love beyond marital, filial, national, love that casts a widening light, love with no need to preempt grievance. In today's sharp sparkle, in this spring air, anything can be made, any sentence begun, on the brink, on the brim, on the cusp. Praise song for walking forward in that light. You, SLU graduates, carry a lineage proudly. You are descendants and ancestors. It brings me joy to know that you will carry forward this tradition of justice, putting what you've learned to use, forging a democracy and a society in which everyone can thrive. It's our democracy, and it is worth fighting for. Congratulations, class of 2024.
Today is a celebration of our hard work, dedication, and perseverance. As I stand here before you, I'm filled with a profound sense of gratitude and pride. We have all walked different paths to arrive at this moment, filled with different challenges and accomplishments, each contributing to our unique stories and shaping who we are today. Some of us have faced academic hurdles that seem challenging, yet we overcome them with determination. Others have balanced college coursework with jobs, family responsibilities, or personal struggles, demonstrating resilience and strengths. We've celebrated victories, both big and small, and shared valuable memories. Our diverse experiences have enriched our time here, allowing us to learn from one another and grow together. Reflecting on the shared experiences, I recall that motivation and ambition that have driven my journey and goals from the beginning. I have always been passionate about the idea of becoming a doctor who can save people's lives. Starting from high school in Georgia, I always had a dream, but never had a chance to conduct research and gain hands-on experience. After finishing high school in Georgia in May 22, I moved to New York in the same year and began studying at Kingsborough Community College in the fall semester. I can tell that this journey was filled with emotions of happiness, excitement, and most importantly, a desire to achieve my goals. By choosing biology as my major, I took a step toward achieving my dream of becoming a doctor. Adapting to a new environment and accomplishing my goals was particularly challenging because English is my second language, so I also had to acquire new skills and transition smoothly to this new environment. Hence, I constantly practiced and worked hard to prove to everyone what I was able to do. Each challenge became an opportunity for growth and self-discovery, and further empowered me. Soon, KCC became home for me, where I served as the Vice President of Scholarship for the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society chapter and became a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success. Along with the supportive faculty, I overcame obstacles, discovered my strengths, and explored new opportunities. I'm grateful to my admissions counselor, Rudy Muradov, for his invaluable guidance in navigating the complexities of college life and exploring possibilities that ultimately helped me adapt to a new environment. I also want to thank to my advisor, Donna Brigando, whose support has been significant throughout this path. Moreover, the diverse coursework at KCC provided me with a solid foundation of knowledge and skills. Through engaging lectures, hands-on laboratory experiments, and informative discussions, KCC helped me to excel in my chosen path and became a leader and a critical thinker. I'm grateful to all persons who saw potential in me, contributed to my success, and gave me a chance to work for my goals. I'm especially thankful to Professor Mary Dawson, whose inspiring teaching style and engaging lectures fueled my passion for biology. I would also like to express my appreciation for Professor Christine Polizotto, who deepened my knowledge of ecology and organismal biology. Moreover, I would like to mention my proudest achievement of becoming the part of the CUNY Research Scholars Program and conducting research with Professor Roberto Mariami, whose mentorship helped me develop my research skills and brought me closer to my dream. I want to extend my sincere thanks to all the professors who have played crucial roles in my academic journey, including Professor Mary McGovern, Grace Axler-DiPerte, and Frank Boccaccio for their encouragement and inspiration to aim higher and strive for challenges. Over these past 2 amazing years, I have learned valuable lessons that ultimately contributed to my success. The path to success is not an easy one, but no one has ever reached the top without facing obstacles. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, as they are an integral part of personal growth. If you fall, stand up, be strong, and work tirelessly until you reach your goals. Sometimes life may be strict and you can't achieve what you want, but this should only make you want more. This adventure is about perseverance and resilience, and every challenge we overcome brings us one step closer to success. My experience further motivates me to become a doctor, prioritize people's needs, find a cure for severe diseases, and provide them with appropriate resources and assistance. At Kingsborough Community College, opportunities are endless. I will miss this incredible community and my professors who taught me a lot of things about various fields. As we embark on the next chapter of our journeys, I want to wish all of you continue pursuing your dreams with passion and grit. Each of us has the potential to become a leader and change maker with the power to make a positive impact in this world. Therefore, I encourage all of you to dream big, take risks, and never settle for the less what you are capable of. While this path may seem hard, always have faith that your work will be appreciated and not let anyone break you down. Ultimately, I would like to thank all the friends, families, faculty, and President Sori Deitch for supporting and celebrating this special occasion with us. Once again, congratulations, class of 2024. Our new journey is just beginning, and I can't wait to see where it takes us. Thank you.